Hi, I got a tremendous amount of shopping today for very little cost to me. But if I had bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me an absolute fortune. Stay tuned till the end and I'll give you the math of how little I spent and how much this would have cost me to buy in the supermarket. But also, I've got an array of items here, a tremendous amount, and each and every one of these items were completely free. 45, £44 worth of freebies. Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. And today, as you can see, it's haul day. So every time a newcomer comes to the channel, they always say, how can you get all these at such a low cost? So I'll cover that very quickly straight away. I shop in food initiatives. Food initiatives like community fridges. They are discounted shopping places. They're not food banks. They're not taken away from everyone else. They're actually available to the whole community and they're very, very highly discounted. So if you let me go through the whole shopping haul with you, I'll show you exactly how low the prices are for good quality food that you'd pay a fortune for in the supermarket. So as usual, I'm going to tell you the item. I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it, how much a supermarket would charge for it, and what the savings are. So I'm going to start at the beginning. So I got 5 kilo of potatoes, and yes, as you can see, quite a few of them are beginning to sprout, but I'll use these up quickly. We've got a few recipes in mind. So I've paid £2 for this 5 kilo of potatoes. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £4. So I've slashed that in half. I've paid half price. Second item on the list is 60 eggs. Now I've paid £3 a tray. As you can see, there's 2 trays. I paid £3 a tray, which is £6. Had I bought them in the supermarket, it would have cost me £18. A dramatic £13 saving. Absolutely, sorry, £12 saving. Next on the list is a bag of blueberries. As you can see, it's a 5 count, so it's 5 times 42 pence, which is £2.10. Had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £3.35. So a £1.25 saving. Absolutely amazing. And because I've got so many eggs, I'm going to do a lot of baking. So the fruit will come in handy. Do a crumble, do something along those lines. Next is some lovely pork, looks like pork sausage with a sage stuffing. And it's a really expensive brand. So I've only paid 40 pence for that pork sage today. Had I bought that, it's not available in the supermarket because it's a butcher's meat. Had I bought that from the actual butcher, it would have cost me £7.39. What a lovely saving. £6.99. Next on the list is a nice piece of cheese, pork salut. Port salut, sorry. Now I've paid 20 pence for that block of cheese today. Would have cost me £2.95. So it's a £2.75 saving. And it says it's an extra creamy cheese. It's not a brie, just an extra creamy cheese. So I'm looking forward to tasting that. I got some fresh ginger. Now I've paid 20 pence for those 3 pieces of ginger. This one doesn't look too great, but we'll see how we go. These two look fabulous. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have cost me £2.49. So it's a £2.29 saving. Lovely. Also got a little bag of sprouts. Mr. Wallflowers loves his sprouts. I paid 20 pence. Would have cost me 75. So a 55 saving. Next is a little treat for me. No one else in the house will eat them, and possibly Mr. Wallflowers may have the odd one. Oscar won't eat them. So they're individual wrapped sesame seed bars. I've paid 20 pence for the whole packet. would have cost me £2.68 in the supermarket. So it's £2.48 saving. Now, when I was at school, I was telling Mr. Wallflowers earlier, when I was at school, we had a replacement teacher, a short-term teacher, and her name was Mrs. Lichnecker. And most people probably won't remember that teacher. But one day she had a coffee, and she actually took out some sesame seed bars and she was eating them. And I remember the whole class erupting, going, "Eee, she's eating seed bars." And you know, I looked for them later and I've tasted them and I've eaten them for the rest of my life because I actually love the sesame seed bars. But they always remind me of Mrs. Lichnecker. Funny little story. Next on the list is Lindt Crunchy Waffle Choc Bar. It's dark chocolate, looks absolutely delicious. I've paid 42p for that, and it would have cost me £3 in the supermarket. So it's a £2.58 saving. Lovely. Next is garlic seasoning. It's a 2-pointer, which means I paid 84p for it. It's a twister, a grinder, and it looks absolutely fabulous. So say I paid 84p for that. It would have cost me £3.22 in the supermarket. I've tried to top up on all the condiments that I could see today. So as usual, I've bought the mustard. It's 2 item, so I paid 84p for the yellow mustard. And that would have cost me £2 in the supermarket, so it's a £1.16 saving. I bought American barbecue sauce. Again, a 2 item. It cost me 84p. When we looked it up, this would actually cost £3 in the supermarket. Now, some of these items aren't even available in the general supermarket unless they're on a Greek week or a foreign week or an introductory week. And once that week's finished, they're no longer available. And I think that's how they've ended up in all the food initiatives. So it's been quite hard to chase the price comparison for it. So I've had my work cut out today. But I'd say that one would have cost me £3. This one was quite interesting. So it's a Del Monte brown sauce, 554 grams. 3 items, so it's cost me £1.26. Lo and behold, when I looked it up, I've been diddled, haven't I? I've been diddled for a while. It's only £1.25 in the supermarket. So, it wasn't a supermarket. Well, it wasn't a supermarket. It was the closest we could get to a discount store. And I was diddled. I was diddled by 1p, though. First diddle of the day. Next is a large 800ml bottle of Heinz ketchup. I've paid £2.50 for that. Would have been £3.50 in the supermarket, so a wonderful pound saving. And look at this nice large tub of rosemary needles. Now I've paid £1.50 for that. You can see the red and yellow stick and indicate £1.50. Now, had I bought that in the supermarket, would have actually cost me £3.20. So it's a £1.70 saving. Next is what just dropped on the floor. We've got Fortuna cookies. Now I just picked these up for the novelty aspect. I thought we'd pull them out later, whether we eat them, whether we don't. I don't know what they're going to taste like, what quality, but just for the novelty of reading the tags. So I paid 20p for that box today. Hopefully they're tasty. Had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have been £1.69, so £1.49 saving. I got a Tesco Bloomer, lovely tiger bread. I paid 20p for that. Would have cost me £1.25 in the supermarket, so a £1.05 saving. Next is 2 sourdough baguettes. I've paid 20p. Would have cost me £2.49, so a £2.29 saving. How wonderful is that? Some lovely fresh basil. Needs drying out. I've paid 20 pence, would have been 70, so a 50 pence saving. And also some fresh thyme. We've had a few recipes lately that have called for fresh thyme, and I haven't had any. I haven't even had any dried thyme. So I was quite pleased to see that today. So again, I've paid 20 pence. It would have only been 52 in the shop, but a 32 pence saving. Beautiful. A 6-pack of Wotsits, extra cheesy flavour. I've paid 20 pence for them. They would have been £1.84, so a £1.64 saving. Beautiful. And we've got some tortillas for Oscar. Again, oh, I've paid 42 pence for them. It would have cost £1.50 in the supermarket, so £1.08 saving. And this one looks really interesting. So it's called McKennedy Brookie Cakes. So basically they're yet to be made. I paid 84 pence for that, but the surprising thing was when I researched the price on that today, that would have actually cost me £7 to buy in the supermarket. £7. I'm supposed to be all the rage. Everyone was really excited, and with an hour of them going on the shelf, the shelves were cleared, or so I've read today. I also bought a triple pack of Jaffa cakes. They're going away for Christmas. I've paid £1.26 for those. Had I bought them in the supermarket, they would have been £2.50. So they're just an added bonus for the Christmas stuff now. This one is, what were they called? Italiano mini rolls. I paid 20 pence for them. Would have been £2.19, so £1.99 saving. And just some generic chocolate spread. I paid £1.26, and lo and behold, this is the biggest all-time diddle I've ever had. So it's only £1 in the supermarket, and I've paid £1.26 in the food initiative for that today. So I'm 27 pence down in my diddles, but wait till you see how much I am up. I was able to pick up 2 packs of the Marks and Spencer's Fond and Fancies, and I absolutely love those. So I've paid 42 pence per pack, so it's 84 pence. It would have been £3 a pack in the supermarket, so it would have cost me £6. Absolutely crazy. So £5.16 saving just on 2 little packs of Fancies. Absolutely amazing. 2 tubes of Smarties to go in the Christmas stockings for Christmas. I've paid £2, a pound each. Would have cost me £2.48 in total in the supermarket, so still a saving of 48 pence. I picked up a tin of mixed vegetables. I've paid 42 pence for it. It would have cost me 89 pence, so it's a 47 pence saving. And the tin of beans, I've paid 42 pence for that tin of beans. Because it's a community grocer's own product, so the food initiative are now doing their own product on the beans, it would have cost 42 pence regardless. So that's a stay on me. It's not cost me any more or any less than it would anywhere else. And I'm quite happy to support them and buy their own product, so I'm really happy with that. I got a Warburton's toastie for 20 pence. Would have been £1.40 in the supermarket, so £1.20 saving. And look at this. So this is a box of lollipops, fruity pops, and there's 100 in this box, 100 lollipops, and I've paid just £2. So it works out at 2 pence a lollipop. And I'm sure over the Christmas, New Year period, they will get tucked through nicely. These just do not want to stay on the counter, do they? I'm just going to place them behind me for now.
So it's 10 pieces.
So I paid £2 for those lollipops today. They would have actually cost me £5.99 in the supermarket. So a £3.99 saving. Amazing. And I got 2 boxes of drumstick squashies. I paid £1 a pack, £2. It would have cost me £5.04 in total, just for those 2 packs. So what, a £3.04 saving. So for everything you see here, I have spent £32 today. £32.56. Now the supermarket value of what is here, I mean, bearing in mind we've got a small sack of potatoes, 60 eggs, some nice meat, fresh vegetables, fruit, lots of goodies and treats, etc., herbs, delicious tasty bread, not just your generic. So the supermarket value would have been £105.68. But let me show you what I got off the freebie table. So over here, everything you see was on the free table. So I got 2 garlic and herb baguette kind of things. I'm calling them bread. Now they would, a day alone for the 2 of them would have cost me £3.10 in the supermarket. I got a sourdough bread, which would have cost me £2.10 in the supermarket. I got a Tesco ricotta cheese. Now that would have cost me £1.50 in the supermarket. A lovely little enchovera plant. It needs picking. I'll take the dead leaves from the outside and a nice little bucket, and that'll look nice on the window ledge. Will survive quite nicely. And that was completely free of charge. That would have cost me approximately £3 in a garden centre or supermarket somewhere. A couple of drink for Oscar. So it's a Twinings Defence Zesty Orange drink. That would have actually cost me £1.90 just for that really small can. 2 Danone, I never know how to say this, skier. Milky drinks. One's a strawberry, one's what? Vanilla. He'll enjoy them. They would have been £1.50 each, which is £3. I got 2 of our usual ciabattas. They would have cost £1.60. I got a pack of Tesco hot dog rolls. They would have cost 99p. I got a 4-pinter of semi-skim milk. That would cost me £1.40. I got 3 small pizzas that would be lunches during the week. They would have cost £1.50. A pack of 6 apples. Now we had the choice. We could have took Pink Ladies or Gala, and I thought, well, I'm probably going to make a dessert with it. So I thought the Gala might be better than the Pink Ladies for cooking. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know. I've heard different things about Pink Ladies, and I know they're nice for the fresh eating, but I'm not sure if they're just as good for the cooking as the Gala are. Let me know your thoughts if you know better, because I'm not really sure, but it was guesswork, and that's why I took them. Now they would have cost me £1.80. I got a nice iceberg lettuce. That would have cost me 89p. I got 2 iced donuts. They would have cost me £1. I got 5 cupcakes, so I'm including that in the cupcakes. They would have actually cost me £4.50 in the supermarket in a little tray. I got 2 Yum Yums. They would have cost me £1.45. Got 2 choc donuts, and I think they're filled with cream by the look of it. They would have cost me £1.53. 2 chocolate brownies. They would have cost me £2.52. And as usual, the batten sandwiches. So today we've got cheese and savoury, meatball salsa, chicken jalapeno, and a chicken tikka. And they would have cost £10.36. So everything you see on that free section would have cost me £44.14. So if I add that to the £1.05 that I've saved, sorry, the £105 that I've saved on this, what I paid for, it gives me a grand total savings of 149. The total cost would have been 149.81. If it had paid for everything in the supermarket, would have cost me 149.81. So because I spent 32, it leaves me a grand saving of £117.26. Absolutely amazing. So I haven't got a lot of meat today, granted, and I have got a lot of sugary items, but bit by bit, some of those are away for Christmas. So there's a method in my madness. I've got a lot of eggs, so I needed fruit, and the apples, I needed them to be cooking. Now here on this table, it doesn't look like I've got a lot of vegetables. I've got the sprouts and 2 lots of herbs, and I've got the blueberries. But over here, I've actually got a lettuce that adds to it. I thought I had something else. Okay, maybe I haven't got a lot of veg today, but you know, I've got herbs, I've got different things, and I'm not short in my fridge. I've got plenty of vegetables in my fridge and in my freezer. The bread is abundant. I've got lots of bread, and I think I'm doing really well on £32 for all that. Let me know what you think. Okay, you can see I'm happy. I always am. I glow when I tell you about my haul, and I just really enjoy doing it. Funny little story, actually. I was watching a lady give some tips this week of how she saves money and how she lives a frugal life. I've been doing these haul videos now 5-6 years. I've been shopping this way for a long time, and for the first time ever, I saw somebody else recommend and introduce people to community fridges. And you know, I sat there and smiled, and I thought, well, it's getting introduced further and further and further, because people who don't see my videos may never know that they're on the doorstep, because they may never just even begin to look for them. So to see that other lady introducing them as well, I was just over the moon, because I've never seen it before. Have you took a look yet at the interactive maps and seen if they're in your area? And if so, have you actually gone along and had a look yet for yourself to see what you can feed yourself or your family with? Let me know.
Half a Newey messaged us, didn't she? About she's in America and she messaged their brother in.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get picked up on the microphone. So one lady, we call her Half a Newey on the channel. She lives in Newfoundland, America. She actually contacted relatives she has here in the UK, not far from us, and informed them that there's some on their doorstep. And they went for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and they actually did their shopping. They said thanks back to me. I don't expect that, but they did, you know, and they were so grateful, because they would have never known. And their relative, the other side of the world, is letting them know it's there. It's just shared information, and we have to keep sharing with each other. Times are going to get tougher, and if we don't shop like this and we don't educate each other along the way, we're going to struggle.
And if you can't share the video,
yeah, if you could share the video, I'd be so grateful. All your likes, all your comments, all your subscribes, and what's that new one? The hype. Don't forget the hype. Take care, guys. Please do remember you're loved, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.